Hi, it's Dave again at TitleSearch.com. What is the difference between ownership and assessed ownership? Well, there's two offices in the government property records which have information about property ownership. One is the actual deed and title transfer and ownership of real estate. The second is tax assessment, and within the tax assessed information or tax collection information, there may be a reference to an assessed owner, and it may use the word owner. That doesn't necessarily mean that's who owns the property. That's simply who is on record as paying the taxes. It may be different than the actual title owner. For example, on a commercial property, the assessed owner may be a tenant who is part of their responsibility of their lease, pays the property taxes, so they get the tax bill. Even on residential properties, there may be a family trust who pays the taxes. There may be a family professional representative, a CPA, or an accountant, or even an attorney who handles all the affairs of that family and pays the taxes. Even on residential properties, a tenant may in fact pay the taxes. It may also be the lender who's on record of paying the taxes. So it's very important to understand that the assessed owner in the tax collector's records is very different from the actual titled owner of that property. And in some cases it'll be the same. However, there's many examples and scenarios where those will be two different people. One could be if the property's in foreclosure. If the property's foreclosed, there could be a lender showing as the ownership on title, but the tax assessor still has the individual who was foreclosed on, who is the borrower, as the assessed owner. You want to make sure you have the right owner's name for several reasons. First of all, when you're going to check liens for a title search, you want to check the right name. If the ownership for lien assessment comes from the tax records, you're going to check the wrong name. You're going to miss liens on the property because the liens are actually in the owner's name. Same thing with mortgages. If the assessed owner shows XYZ Trust and you look for mortgages in that name, you may not find that there's a mortgage in Joe Smith's name on that property that's valid because you didn't check the actual ownership. You only checked the assessed ownership. Another example is if there was a quitclaim deed. If somebody does a quitclaim deed, the seller or grantor may still show as the tax owner, the tax assessed owner, and is no longer the actual owner of the property. So titled ownership, vested ownership is different from assessed ownership. Make sure that when you're looking at title records that you know who both of them are. You want to also know who's the assessed owner because that will determine who may have other interests in the property, who's paying the taxes, and who may have need to be notified if there's property interest being transferred.